The 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, everybody. Ernie Johnson here alongside Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. And tonight our broadcast will be shifting to Minneapolis, where we'll see the Timberwolves going up against the Detroit Pistons. Detroit, they're looking to come out strong and make their mark early. They have to look at this game as a great opportunity to do just that. And Andrew Wiggins from an athletic family. His father played in the NBA, his mother a world-class sprinter. You can see why they call the young Canadian Maple Jordan.
Oh, wow. That's a lofty praise for the young man. I've never heard that.
Jordan.
I never heard that, but he attacks the basket, well enough from the outside. He keeps the defenders off balance. He's developing faster than most expected, but he really has to work on his offensive game if he wants to be considered Maple Jordan.
You know, he has the ability to maple-tize anyone in the league. He finishes hard at the rim. Maple Jordan, I like that.
No, if it meets your approval, then we can run with it.
Pretty good.
Here's Kevin Harlan.
Minneapolis, Minnesota, our setting as we take a look at this striking view of the landmark 3rd Avenue Bridge. It's the Timberwolves in Minnesota for a little interconference action here at the Target Center. Thanks for joining us as we get set to bring you NBA basketball on 2K Sports. With Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and our sideline reporter, Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. Tip-off goes to Minnesota. All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. And Detroit, looking at who they've got. Steph Curry is out there with Tracy McGrady. Then it's Bird. Then there's Griffin. And it's Olajuwon in at the 5 spot. Here's McGrady, banked in off the glass. McGrady's got the first points up on the board here for the Pistons. Payton outside. Here's Anthony. Shot is no good. The Pistons go the other way with it.
You know, for Carmelo last season, it was Murphy's Law. What could go wrong did go wrong. After signing Melo to a max deal, the Knicks management expected a bunch from him, but with the new offense and a bad knee, it didn't happen.
Now here's Bird, following the miss by Carmelo Anthony. 4 on the shot clock. And the 3 off target. On defense, Detroit. Iverson with the ball, guarded now by Larry Bird. McGrady against Anthony. Garnett with the screen for Anthony. Detroit with the rebound. And getting back to Carmelo last year, that team really became devoid of talent. In some games, Greg, in games that he played, he seemed like their only scoring option.
You know, we talk about needing a big 3 to compete for a championship, and for over half the season last year, the Knicks basically had a big half. I mean, because Carmelo missed that half, and when the deck is stacked against you like that, sometimes it's better to fold your cards and live to play another day, and that's really what Carmelo did.
Here's Curry after the made shot from Carmelo Anthony. Poked away and stolen by Chamberlain. Here's Iverson.
Just a great job of attacking on the break.
Yeah, you know, exploding to the basket like that, Greg, just as soon as that ball was going the other way, that's exactly how you want to do it.
Now here's Griffin. Pulls up, high post. Again, Curry missing.
Well, I think the defense got lucky right there. I mean, he's going to make a lot more of those than he misses when he's got that much room.
And it goes out of bounds. That one's off Anthony.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
Ben Wallace, he's checked in for Minnesota. Wall comes in for Payton. Detroit also making some changes. Robinson's checked in for Olajuwon. Pierce comes in for Blake Griffin. And Thomas subbed in for Tracy McGrady. For Detroit, they've gone just 1 for 5 from the field to start the quarter. Well, last season, the Pistons didn't reach the playoffs for the 6th consecutive season. They're making progress, but as we can all see, still have a lot of work to do.
Yeah, you know, they were spoiled for a while there. How about going to the playoffs for 1996 to 2009? So it's been a rough stretch here of late, but you get the feeling that the building blocks are in place for another push.
Detroit with the ball after the basket by Minnesota. Curry dishes to Robinson. Clock at 6. Pierce against Wallace. And here's Bird from the arc. That's in, and he found his range with that one. Now 1 for 2.
And that's one of his strengths, knocking down those long-range jump shots.
The drive by Anthony. And he gets that one to go off the front iron. Anthony's got his second basket of the game.
And a really good way to start the game. He's a guy who, if he gets it going early, he's going to give you problems.
Here's the pass to Curry. And here's Bird from the arc. Good, and Curry gets the assist. Bird's got 6 points.
Offensively, he can be the engine that drives them at any given time.
Now here's Iverson. Chamberlain a screen. No one near Wall as he lets it go. Can't capitalize on the good pick. And still a close game as the first quarter comes to a close. Pistons ahead. They lead by 2. And we'll get it going after this from the Target Center. So far, it's been a closely contested game as we get the second quarter up and going. And guys, what's your take on the Pistons so far?
They've been a well-oiled machine offensively thus far.
They've kept the ball moving, Greg, and their opponents chasing after it. That's how they've piled up all the points.
The Pistons leading. Here are the 5 Detroit has to start the second quarter. Kevin Love out there with Pierce. Then it's Olajuwon. Then it's Tracy McGrady. And it's Thomas in the point guard. Olajuwon, good.
And about the bounce pass there being used to perfection.
Minnesota really had a rough year last season. A lot of people know that, obviously. A lot to do with their defense. They just, Greg, struggled in almost every defensive metric.
Yeah, and, you know, they struggled at times guarding the basketball, but ultimately I think the biggest issue for them was their inability to protect the rim. That's an area and a point of emphasis that has to improve for this young team.
Now here's Thomas. Mari Stoudemire missing his last shot. And that one's good. McGrady.
The D has gotten a little lax defending the three-point shot at that end.
3 of the last 5 baskets they've allowed have come from beyond.
Now here's Wall. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him.
You know, with the Timberwolves in their defense, it was the league's worst in opponent field goal percentage. Also dead last in field goal percentage, which takes threes into account for the value they add. So near the bottom of the league in block shots as well. Hard to win when you're struggling in those areas.
Okay, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
The free throw drops for Garnett.
And really, overall, the defense was just very poor. The defensive field goal percentage at the rim, worst in the league last season. And you don't have to block them all, but you need to do a better job of challenging shots, something the Wolves are going to have to work on.
The Timberwolves making a switch here. Maravich is checked in.
And a lot of teams in the West can at least get a little bit of a breather when they go against the Eastern teams. The Wolves didn't have that last year. They got pummeled by the entire conference.
Greg, as you said, with the Wolves, they had as hard a time with the East as anyone. Only managed a 9-21 record, Clark, out of conference.
And those 9 wins were the fewest against the East for any team in the NBA. Not a surprise given how badly the Wolves struggled in general.
Okay, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
That free throw good from Kevin Love.
You know, the Cavs had a slow start to last season compared to how everybody thought they would play. Still, it was the best start for Kevin Love in his career and would end up being the most winning team he's played on. Says something about how long he's waited for success.
Both free throws good from Kevin Love. And Love, who would also go on to make his first postseason appearance, played in the first round last year. It was a complete 180 for him in what he was used to at Minnesota.
And even though there were ups and downs for Love last season, you know that he must have enjoyed winning for a change. And being in the league so long without making the playoffs, he finally got a chance to play in the postseason.
Give an assist there, not for the pass, but for the solid screen set on the inside that freed him up and made the layup possible.
And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown so far for the Pistons.
Well, I'll tell you what, they must have had a good shoot around because they've been fantastic from long range so far, fellas.
And the other thing, though, is their execution in terms of their ball movement has been flawless. Sets up a lot of easy scoring opportunities.
Blake Griffin, he's checked in for Kevin Love. Free throw good, Stoudemire.
And really, last season was one of improvement for the Pistons. They were able to shoot the ball better and better as the season wore on. Overall, they cut out the little mistakes that had bothered them back in 14.
Now here's Thomas. He's been patient so far, nothing yet on the scoreboard. From 12 feet out. And it's off the back rim, no good.
The inside just a bit too congested for him to get the usual shot he would have with rhythm.
Garnett. So he gets the whistle, contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up. Well, as you said, Greg, the Pistons were a team that showed marked improvement, and Clark, they did clean up their play style as well.
Yeah, they got better from 2014 to 15 in terms of upping their assist and cutting down the turnovers. Just made it a much more enjoyable game to watch the way they play.
He's off on the first.
They've been getting more and more physical as this game has gone along.
And it's starting to pay dividends. They've gotten a lot of trips to the line because of it in this second.
Detroit making a switch here. Mutombo's checked in. And he sinks the second. Second quarter of play with around 2 minutes gone so far. Thomas kicks to Pierce. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
And you can see the defense broke down there, allowing him to get all the way to the hoop.
Payton dishes to Garnett. Inside. It's hauled in by McGrady.
Well, we know prior to last season, the Pistons handed the car keys over to Stan Van Gundy. He had some early hiccups, but overall, I think they're headed in the right direction. He's a proven winning coach in the NBA.
Here in the second quarter, we've played a little over 2.5 minutes now.
You can go home now, T-Wolves.
Some changes for Minnesota. Chamberlain's checked in for Stoudemire. Wallace comes in for Kevin Garnett. And Iverson's subbed in for Carmelo Anthony. Bird, he's checked in for Detroit. Curry comes in for Thomas.
Get open, get open. Get open.
1:22 left now here in the second. Payton kicks to Iverson. Looking for Chamberlain. He gets it there. The 10-footer. And it's sent back by Mutombo. Curry against Payton. Outside Curry. Pass to McGrady. Out of bounds. Minnesota takes possession.
And you know what? His mind's playing tricks on him right now because he's not going to live that one down easily.
And the Timberwolves making a change here. Wall's checked in, and the Pistons making a change here as well. Robinson's checked in for Blake Griffin. Timberwolves trail by 8. And Wall kicks to Maravich. Wall is screen on Bird. The 3 from Iverson. Here's Chamberlain, and it's sent back by Mutombo. They get it back. And a little under 3.5 minutes elapsed in the second quarter of play. It's Curry with the drive, 3-pointer, and Bird with the basket on the assist by Curry. And now it's an 11-point Piston lead. The Timberwolves shooting just 33%, struggling to get good looks. Chamberlain with a screen on Bird. Maravich kicks to Chamberlain. Curry against Chamberlain. McGrady outside. The fadeaway. And the shot no good, a bit short. And the first half is now in the books. It's Detroit as they wrap up the second quarter on a 14-5 run. And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Yes, Kevin, I'm here with Blake Griffin, and obviously a high-scoring half for you guys in this one, Blake. What was the key to breaking it open?
It starts on defense. You know, our defense did a good job of getting stops, getting rebounds, getting out in the open floor, and got some easy buckets, and then, you know, shots start to fall.
Blake, thank you. Kevin, a complete culture change with this organization.
Thanks, Doris. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter started.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, folks. Ernie Johnson here along with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. We're going to break down the first half action for you. It was a closely contested first quarter for Detroit. Their field goal percentage was a robust 50% in the period. That's something they can hang their hat on. The second quarter was very positive for them. They clearly upped the intensity and upped their lead, finishing the half with an 11-point advantage. Taking a look at the Pistons, Shaq, what did you think?
Well, Ernie, Kenny, the offense was running really well, and their shooting percentage was outstanding, and it wasn't just luck. It's because the offense never allowed the opposing defenders to get comfortable.
Kenny, let's get your input on the Timberwolves.
Poor efficiency on offense. That's what jumps out at me. You aren't going to win many games shooting under 35%. Bad shot selection, too much one-on-one play, not finishing with authority. Now, these are correctable errors. They could choose to come out in the second half and completely flip that script.
And that's it for halftime as the second half is just about to get underway. See you after the game.
Welcome back, everyone, to the start of the second half. Big margin on our hands, but we'll see if that gap narrows down in the third and fourth quarters. Without question, Larry Bird displaying his skills today.
Yeah, he's played just a smart game overall offensively, looking for and finding the gaps in the defense, and also terrific shot selection.
Greg, that's exactly what we're talking about when we talk about being efficient as an offensive player. Fully on display there with him.
Allen Iverson out there with Gary Payton. And it's Garnett, then there's Chamberlain, and it's Anthony in at the small forward position. So that's the Timberwolves 5.
And last season, really a tale of two halves for the Wolves. When Ricky Rubio returned from injury, they just looked so much more in sync as a team. Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
Blatant contact, straightforward call, simple.
Well, the Wolves improved just very slightly last year in terms of wins, Clark. The quality of play on the floor, though, was visible.
Yeah, and you know, the team's point differential was a lot better with Rubio in the lineup. They did have some big wins over quality teams, and Rubio's impact was certainly noticeable.
He misses the free throw. one is no good. They might be named after a car part, but the Pistons had a rough go of things on the road, Clark. They just had to use it. They just couldn't stay consistent away from home.
They couldn't. Only won 14 road games, and that number is not enough to get you to the playoffs.
6 on the shot clock. The Timberwolves need to get a shot off here. The shot by Payton, no good. Detroit leading by 11.
And guys, for the Pistons' bad road record, a lot of it was due to their poor start on the road. Only managed to win one of their first 9 games, and that tends to take the confidence away from a young team.
Now, here is Olajuwon. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2.
You know, the last thing I'll say about the Pistons on the road, typically you have to be close to 500 on the road in order to make the playoffs. The Pistons won 7 in a row at one point on the road, but by then they had fallen too far back.
It's his first trip to the line.
Shooting 2. Shooting 2.
First one falls for him. Last season for the Timberwolves, it was a struggle most of the season. Young teams tend to do that, but they didn't have, unfortunately, Greg, much luck at home.
You know, they basically limped their way to a league-worst 9-32 record at home. Part of taking your lumps as a young team. Let's see how they respond this season.
So he makes 1 of 2 as the second one misses.
You know, not everything was bad for the Wolves at home. I mean, they did have several highlight reel plays and also found their way to the foul line a lot. Biggest free throw differential at home in the league last season.
And it's good.
Well, he could have earned some style points there, but he really doesn't need to use the fadeaway when he's that wide open.
Curry attacking. And Olajuwon gets it to go on the assist by Curry. Olajuwon's got the lead up to 12 now for the Pistons.
And really the problem for the Wolves at home is the same problem they had all season. I mean, their defense was atrocious. Worst field goal percentage against at home in the entire league last season. And Steph Curry, 6'3" and about 195. I mean, a slender frame. You look back to high school and college, and that was one of the question marks. Did he have the strength to succeed?
Kevin Love's checked in for Detroit. Got a piece of it. That'll be Minnesota as it goes out of bounds. Timberwolves retain possession. And speaking of Curry's slight build, he's worked up and bulked himself up. He's added some muscle. He even got up to 200 pounds, I think he said. But he didn't feel real good, Clark, at that weight.
Yeah, it's not about the weight, Kevin. It's about strength. You need it to fight through screens and attack the rim, and he's clearly put on the strength he needs to play at his highest level.
Now here's Anthony. Kicks to Garnett. Soft touch off the glass. Garnett's got 6. 1:51 left in the third. It's Curry with the drive. Outside for Thomas. It's a pick by Love. The dish to Olajuwon. That's in there. Thomas with the assist. Olajuwon's got 5 points in the quarter.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agenda.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that kind of unselfishness. Really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up.
Thomas kicks to Love. Pierce against Payton. Chamberlain with the rebound. Chamberlain got 7 rebounds in the game. Clock keeps going. 3 minutes into the second half now. And it's Anthony with the jam.
Maybe that'll ignite him. I mean, impossible not to get pumped up after that. At least I think that would be the case.
Well, you could see the immediate reaction of the guys on the bench. They are. Look at them. They are pumped up.
Yeah, they're geeked.
And that's what the alley-oops guys will do for your team.
Here's Pierce after the made shot from Carmelo Anthony. They shoot again, and yep, that's going to be a flagrant foul. Unnecessary contact.
And Kevin, I got to tell you, he's probably fortunate to just get a flagrant one there. I mean, so much contact. The officials easily could have gone even harder on him.
Greg, I agree. He'd better be on his best behavior from now on. One more flagrant of any variety, and he's out of here.
All right now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Roof shots.
That free throw, no good.
And for Kevin Love last season, he didn't want to be called a stretch four, but the numbers suggest he was exactly that. Nearly 1 out of every 2 shots he took was from 3, a much higher ratio than at any other time in his career.
Minnesota making some changes. Wallace comes in for Chamberlain, and it's John Wall in for Gary Payton. And then for Detroit, Robinson's checked in for Olajuwon. Bird comes in for Paul Pierce. And Tracy McGrady subbed in for Isaiah Thomas. Third quarter of basketball here, and just a little under 3.5 minutes gone by. Shot off the screen. That one bounces around and comes back out.
But that would have been lucky had it fallen. Poor shot selection.
Yeah, look at the coach's face and the expression. It says all over it, "Are you kidding me?"
Yeah, easy call.
Yeah, you could hear the smack all the way over here where we are.
The Timberwolves shooting their 6th and 7th free throw attempts tonight.
Yeah, a year ago, though, Kevin, 78% conversion rate from the free throw line. So that's a nice all-around effort.
You know, success at the line just became contagious for him. A few guys got on a roll, and it carried over to the rest of the team.
The first free throw is good, and the Pistons making a change here. Mutombo's checked in. He's perfect from the line this time.
And that's the norm for him. He's pretty much automatic when he's at the line.
Pistons leading by 9. Curry kicks to McGrady. And that's not going to go. The third quarter comes to a close. Pistons lead by 9. And we're coming back in just a moment. Get ready for the fourth quarter of action when we return. Hello and thanks for joining us, folks. The fourth quarter of play should begin momentarily. Timberwolves trail by 9, and on the floor for Detroit here in the fourth. We've got Tracy McGrady. Robinson is out there with Griffin. Then there's Bird, and it's Curry in at the 1 spot. Just a bit of an up and down year for the Pistons last season. Had some long winning streaks and some long losing streaks for first-year head coach Stan Van Gundy.
Yeah, Kevin, some would say it was addition by subtraction because they really went on that big run after they released Josh Smith. 7 straight wins for them at one point, and they also did have some giant lows.
2 shots.
The first one falls.
And, you know, those giant lulls were a big part of the Pistons season. I mean, their biggest losing streak was 13 straight losses, and a lot of that you attribute to their defense.
Chamberlain's checked in for Minnesota. Both free throws good from Kevin Garnett.
And the Pistons also went into a slump after they traded for Reggie Jackson. 1-9 after the trade deadline. They would end the season on a better note, but truly they were streaky last season.
And the basket by Curry.
That is really poor defensive awareness. I mean, he's one guy you don't want to give any space to. You've got to stay attached and connected.
Now here's Iverson. It's rebounded by David Robinson. Pistons leading by 9. He lobs up the alley-oop pass outside Curry. Outside Griffin. 6 on the shot clock. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. That one's on Anthony.
Well, you see Blake Griffin, and he is known for his huge dunks and ability to score, but he is a very well-rounded power forward. He's one of the best power forward passers in the league.
And for Griffin in his passing, often you'll see him set up teammates, Greg, for easy looks and dunks.
And with the amount of times that teams have to double team Griffin, that's huge. I mean, even when he's not scoring due to defenses focusing on him, he can still impact the game with his passing.
Good from Blake Griffin. And guys, Blake Griffin has got to be one of the more humble stars in the league. You rarely hear about off-court issues in interviews. He's engaging and comes off kind of as a regular guy.
That's the way it appears to me, Kevin. The young man has his head screwed on pretty tight and both feet on the ground. He started out as a class act and he stayed one.
Griffin hits them both.
And talking about Blake Griffin, one of the more well-liked players in our league, but also one of the most teed-up players, top 5 in the league for the past 4 seasons. He's been ejected from several games as well.
Peyton, he's checked in for John Wall. About a minute played here in the 4th quarter. Olajuwon inside, guarded by Chamberlain. The 10-footer. Chamberlain with the block. Out of bounds. Pistons ball as Detroit keeps possession. And the call will be against Kevin Garnett. That is his first foul of the game.
And, you know, getting back to Griffin, it's hard to stay grounded in this league. All the money, endorsements, ad campaigns, commercials, and so forth, that stuff can take you off track. But I think he's going to be grounded and maintain his focus going forward.
Now, here is Olajuwon. 5 to shoot. And he can't bank that one in. Here's Peyton. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. That's on Paul Pierce. The first one falls.
This is as good as it gets from the charity stripe here in the second.
Yeah, you know what? And I think they've just got to keep on keeping on. Keep drawing contact, attacking, getting to the line. That will certainly give them a chance to get back into the game.
No good on the second free throw. Pistons leading by 10. He lobs it up, and then Griffin with the dunk.
A little bit of a magic act here, pulling off the Houdini to make that catch and slam.
Stupendous alley-oop.
I think the crowd is still stunned by that one. And they've gotten good looks, you know, so that's one reason they're frustrated. Maybe he can come up with something to get them an easy one, maybe get to the line.
Yeah, you know, that may be the answer for them. But you know what else, Greg? Ultimately, I think because they're getting good shots, they'll make a better percentage of them going forward.
All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Thank you, Kevin. Well, I was able to listen in on the Timberwolves head coach talking to his team. He told his guys it's time to turn it up a little and try to make a push. We've worked too hard to come away empty-handed. Let's put this thing away. Kevin, we'll see if they can get it done.
And that's the kind of lead pass we've come to expect from him.
Iverson against McGrady. He dishes it to Griffin. And he was camped in the lane there, and he gets the 3-second call. .158 left in the game. Payton up top, guarded by Curry. Here's Garnett. Here's Chamberlain, and the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
This guy is a beast on the board.
And when he gets those second chance points, GA, he does not waste one of them.
And you know what? It's always going to be a powerhouse finish with him. We know that for sure.
There's 1:47 left to play here in the fourth. Here's Curry. From 13 feet, it goes down. Curry's got 4 points now in the quarter.
And he could be the guy to put this game out of reach.
Fourth quarter of play, and we're about 2.5 minutes through it right now. It'll go, and the Detroit lead is cut down to just 8 points on the bucket from Anthony. Pistons have gone 3 of 5 here in the fourth quarter. Pretty good numbers coming out of the break. Pick by Griffin. Curry kicks to McGrady. 6 to shoot. And it's Allen Iverson with the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
It's close, but, you know, didn't get on balance quick enough.
Yeah, and as quick as players are at this level, in this day and age, I mean, you've got to be perfect in your anticipation to draw the charge.
Curry passes to Griffin. Nice ball movement by Detroit. Picked by Olajuwon. A shot by McGrady, no good. Timberwolves trail by 8. Payton outside. Shoots from 12. And Garnett misses. Detroit's gotten a success rate of just over 50% from three-point tonight. 4 of 7 shooting. 51 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Curry kicks to Olajuwon. The Pistons need to get off a shot here. And Griffin slams it in.
Well, guys, they came in here and really took charge from the opening tip. This is such a tough thing to do for a visiting team. This contest was played on their terms.
And, you know, that's not the way it usually works in the NBA. It's going to be a great win, and you know it's going to be a happy plane ride out of here for sure.
All right, now, take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
gets the first, and that brings them within single digits. Both free throws good from Anthony. 27 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And they can just dribble the ball until the buzzer.
Yeah, exactly. They got to be happy with the outcome here.
Elated, you're right. Mutombo sets a screen. Ginobili dishes to Thomas. In the corner, Bradley with it. And it's wide right. It's off the rim.
And that's the shot he has to take.
Exactly. That's the right look. The decision was good. He just didn't execute.
And so the Pistons take the win. And in the win, a comfortable win in what was, I think, gee, a pretty hostile environment.
It really was. You know, it's never going to be easy on the road, but they didn't have too many problems with that tonight.
And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke, standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Congratulations on this win tonight, Stephen, and tell us a little bit about the driving philosophy behind how this team strives to be the most cohesive unit possible.
To me, it's a commitment, and we know that that's going to put us in a good position to win every single night. If we bring the effort, multiple efforts at each possession, where you might get beat, but you got to get back in the play. If God's going to help you, you help him. We care about each other, so we want to make sure that nobody's left out to dry, and I think that's a big factor. And we're just relentless on defensive end.
Congratulations, Steph. Great job. Guys, over to you.
Thank you, Doris. Great interview once again. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. This is Kevin Harlan saying thank you for watching. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Welcome back, everybody. This is Ernie Johnson. Got Shaquille O'Neal, got Kenny the Jet Smith. Without further ado, let's take a look at our Jordan Player of the Game.
I think his efficiency from the field was the biggest factor in this win. He made over 60% of his shots. I don't care if you're playing one-on-one or one-on-5. That is a great percentage.
There was nothing they could do to slow him down, Ernie. Man, you go into a building on the road and completely control the action like he did. Only a few players could do that, Ernie. I'm impressed.
And that's it for our broadcast here tonight. But we're just getting started on a new season in the NBA. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. We'll see you again soon.